Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to extend a warm welcome to each one of you present here on behalf of the Pondicherry University and Office of Student Welfare. I am Akshara, doing my first year integrated in the Sociology department. I welcome each one of you to the three-day program of the Orientation Program 2019, and this is the first of its kind. Now, I call upon Professor A. Shaheen Sultana, SIP Coordinator and Dean Student Welfare, Pondicherry University, to formally welcome the gathering.
A very good morning to one and all of you. We, on behalf of the Office of the Student Welfare, Pondicherry University, formally welcome the esteemed dignitaries on the dais, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Gurmeet Singh Sir, the Director, Professor Balakrishnan Sir, and Dr. Chitra Ma'am, the Registrar in charge, Dr. Samyukta Ma'am, and all other deans and dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. We also take this opportunity to welcome the students who have been admitted in the first year integrated courses of Pondicherry University. As Akshara said, she herself is the first year student, and I think this is her first program where she's doing her Master of Ceremony. She's volunteered. We are very happy that the commitment of the students has begun right from the beginning of the program that involves the inaugural. Thank you, Akshara. And she's herself getting oriented to all the authorities and the students from various streams here who have admitted in Pondicherry University. To begin with, we are going to have the inaugural program today, where we are going to have an interface of the authorities of Pondicherry University as well as the deans and faculty members and heads of the departments with you all who have come from various places and from various streams, and you're getting together to coordinate and interact with each other, which will be hopefully, by God's grace, a wonderful opportunity for the next coming 3 days. I understand from the coordinators of the integrated courses that we have 40, 55 and almost close to 50 students, so numbering around 170 students to 200 in our campus in the integrated courses. This all program began in the vacation, where there was an invite from the UGC, where they said that across the country they want this orientation program, which is happening in a non-structured manner across colleges and other educational institutions, to be formalized into an organized structure. And SIP coordinators were identified, and they were given an induction training for 3 days at IIIT Hyderabad campus, where we got this opportunity to attend and to learn everything as to how to be enable or capacitate ourselves to conduct this orientation program. Their primary objective was to first provide the orientation program at the college levels. Since we are at a university campus, we do not have officially the undergrads here, but then we have what is known as the integrated course students. And I'm very happy to share that among the invitation, it was only the Central University, Pondicherry University, who participated in the orientation student induction program training at Hyderabad. And we didn't want to stand behind any other educational institution, so we said let's explore this initiative. So immediately there was a talks with the Vice Chancellor, and immediately he approved. We were very happy that all the authorities gave their cooperation, and we were able to float this 3-day student induction program at the university premises for all the integrated students. In the coming days, we are also planning to extend this to all our colleges in the Pondicherry University affiliation, and we want to really formalize the structure of the 3-day induction program, where students become, almost at ease within the campus, and their academic and their non-academic, needs are taken care of. So I'm sure me and Dr. Riazuddin, we have worked the structure out in such a manner, along with the consensus of the authorities, the program where all the experts and the committee members will be coming at your platform here, where all of you from different streams get to interact with them, know how you can, motivate yourself for both academic and non-academic needs, and then facilitate, participate, and be, focused into what your area of interest is. I assure that this 3-day program will be really, really very, very informative for you all. You will know almost all of them who are scattered in several parts of the university here in one premises, so that you can approach them in further days, for whatever assistance you will require. This program, as per the UGC quality mandate, will be documented, and we will be working on it day after day, year after year, to improvise on various contents. So we also expect your valuable contribution, cooperation, support, and encouragement. With these few words, I once again formally welcome all the dignitaries on the dais, and dear students and all other faculty members to be a part of this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I request the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Pondicherry University, Professor Gurmeet Singh, to give the inaugural address.
Good morning to everybody. My staff, director, registrar, and others sitting here, and all the students, of course. You know, the word induction program is a very important one. When you go into a new place, you are lost. First thing you try to find out is what is to be done here. How is it oriented? How is it located? You know, you must have gone with your parents to different cities for sightseeing or for excursion or for holidaying. And what do you do there? You try to find out what is it that we have to do. Same situation will be that you have come from schools to this particular university, which is a kind of residential university where everybody stays here. And mainly it is focused on post-graduation courses. But then, as our dean has said, that there are some integrated courses where first-year students are also admitted here. Now, when you join here, there is a fair bit of age gap between you and the postgraduate students. They think you are too young to talk to, and when you talk to them, you will think they are too seniors to talk to. Of course, there used to be a menace called ragging, which is not there now. So first-year students will be invariably very scared to talk to seniors about what to do. And in most of the universities and colleges which I have seen over the years, in the last 4 decades, this orientation program is never done. And students are left in the lurch to find out on their own what is to be done where. And in good institutes, I am not naming, but some of the top institutes in our country, this is a must. And this is a tradition which has been going on for over 100 years. Some of these institutes are over 100 years old, let me tell you. And from the day one, this program started. That is where they introduce what is this institute about, what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, where will you have the library, what is the procedure followed there, how are our science labs located, where are they located, what is it that is being done, what is the kind of decorum that is expected out of you. All those things are conveyed in the orientation program. And we were doing it earlier, but on a smaller scale, maybe a 45 minutes program here, and a documentary would be shown. Can you drive a car when I tell you this is the way you drive? If I show a film that you enter, switch on the ignition, do this, and then I take you to the car, will you actually be able to drive? You will not, unless you have hands-on experience. So if I show you a movie or a documentary or a film kind of a thing here, that this is what Pondicherry University is about, this is how the library looks, this is how the administration block looks, you won't be able to know. So ideal situation is when we explain everything in detail. So you will be introduced to all officers one by one, so that you know that in case of any difficulty, what way to get it redressed. This is the aim of this. If you have to get the library books issued, what is the procedure? So you will have an orientation regarding library. If you are from, let's say, a particular course, they will take you to that department, introduce you to the staff, introduce you to the situation there, where the department is located, where is the departmental library, where do you sit, where do you prepare. All those things will be done during the orientation program. And what is the system that we adopt, what is the decorum that is adopted here, all this shall be conveyed here in the orientation program. It is, in other words, if I put it, if not the word induction program, because you are already here. Induction is when you are just about to enter. If I say know your university, know your system, know your teachers, know your place where you have to stay. If you are in a particular hostel, where are other hostels located? Is it your hostel which is the only one? You will find it is not. There are many others. And who is the chief warden? Who is the warden of a particular hostel where you are going to stay? All these you will come to know during this orientation program. And in my opinion, which I have been telling everybody, the most important class for a student in a particular case is the very first class, where one gives you about the introduction, that what is going to be the approach, what you are going to study, what books we are going to refer to, what is going to be the style of teacher, what is he expecting out of you, what we have to prepare for your own studies. All those things are conveyed in the first class. And if you miss out that, then you will find you will require to spend much more time than what a person who would have attended that. So therefore, this program is very important. It assumes greater importance even when you find that it's a huge campus. Had it been a smaller one, probably anybody would have driven you here and there, and then one would have said, this is what we do. It's a very big campus, so it's all the more important that you see for yourself how things are worked out, how things are managed, who is what. If you have to go to Dean Students Welfare, who is the person? If you have to go to Registrar, who is the person? If you have to go to Finance Officer, where the office is. You should know all these things. So therefore, this is important, and I'm glad that there is a fair bit of a number which has responded, and you are attending this. You will know during 2 days program that's going to be there, all your teachers, all your heads, all your deans, and then you will be better placed in the university to carry on with your academic work. I have 2 important things to convey. One, you have just entered from schools to colleges to university, and in school, this is what I said the other day also, probably most of you would have been there. In schools, you are taught a definite fixed curriculum, that these are the 9 chapters we are going to do in a particular subject, and these are the books we are going to refer to. That's about it. Nobody will tell you to read beyond. Nobody will tell you to refer to other texts other than the one which has been prescribed. And very next day when you come, you are given certain homework and you are asked to carry it out, and a teacher will inquire how many have you not done that and how many of you have done it. Here, from that situation, when you move here, you have an absolute freedom. So I was comparing from a caged bird to a situation when the bird is allowed to fly freely. So you were in a cage when you were in a school. There were checks of all kinds. Your parents will check. You will take money from them. They'll check where did you spend, and the teacher will ask whether you studied, whether you carried out this homework. They'll correct that part, and if somebody doesn't do it, you have also seen the consequences, that you are scolded, you are fined, there are various means a school would adopt to discipline you people. Now from that situation, when you come here, you are just allowed to fly free. You are like a free bird. You can fly anywhere, watch anything, do anything. Nobody will check. If you are going to the main gate at any time, nobody will check where are you going. This is your class time, why are you not in the class? Nobody will check whether you are attending the classes or not. Of course, there will be attendance, which will be gauged at the end of the semester. But in between, nobody is going to point out. Therefore, you will be a free bird. You will not have any school dress to wear. Whether you wear a dirty shirt or a clean shirt, pressed one, ironed one, nobody is going to check. In schools, yes, they will always say why it is not ironed, why your nails are longer. Isn't it? So here nobody is going to check. You can have long hair, you can have colored hair. This is the freedom. I don't know whether this is a right reason or a wrong reason, but then it is there in the university system. You are free. Now, when a teacher teaches here in the class, you will observe this. One would teach, and at times you will realize that whatever you were taught for in one full year, probably he would be finishing in one class. You will be shocked, what is it? We studied this in 9 months and now he's finished it in one class. That's what you will find. And after that, he would get on with your syllabus. And syllabus is a very, I would say, mind-boggling kind of a thing in the university. They will not write, if it is Constitution of India, Now this is something which one can study all through one's life and become Nani Palkiwala ultimately, or one can just study 5, 6, 7 words, directive principles, fundamental rights, some 7 chapters, that's about it. Or somebody will say, if it is some chemistry or physics you are studying, they'll say study of light. Now there are full books written on this. To what extent it has to be done, that is what you will learn when you actually attend the classes. And a teacher will tell you these are the books he is referring to. 4, 5, 6 texts would be there. And now it is up to you whether you want to refer to one book, or you want to go through all the books, or you don't want to read anything other than what a teacher is teaching. Now ultimately when you pass out, the difference would be a student who goes through all those texts, write salient features in your own book in which you write your notes on, and the one who doesn't do anything will take the notes in the class, that's all that he has. You'll find at the end of the course, the person who consults, who reads in between the lines all those texts which a teacher refers to, you will find will become an exceptionally brilliant student, ready to take on anything. And the person who looks at the classwork only, and rest of the times one sits in one good roundabout of the university and observes who wears what, who walks what way, who drives what teachers come, and doesn't bother to do what is expected out of you, would be a below average student. You will both get the degrees. You will both be called ex-students of Pondicherry University. You may have both equivalent numbers, let me tell you, equivalent performance. You may both have first divisions. But the one who follows this would be an exceptionally brilliant student, and the other one will remain where one average fellow will be, without much knowledge. That's where the difference comes in. This is where you will find the difference between a truly great university student and an average student will be. This is what makes you different. So I would like you to make best use of this period that you are going to be here. Attend classes. Don't get misguided by anybody that don't attend classes. You can read for 7 days and you can qualify. I've already told you. You'll all qualify, you'll all get degrees, you'll all get first class maybe with your own brilliance, but you will not be exceptionally brilliant. That's what I want you to be. Make best use of your stay here. Second important thing which I always highlight to the freshers is that when you are studying here, of course, everybody would study, everybody would pass out. There is rarely a failure in a university system. You will never come across a student who would have said, I was there in Pondicherry, I failed. Repeatedly, I could not do my degree. One would say, well, instead of 3 years, I did my degree in 5 years, but one would tell you that, well, one passed out, that's it. One had a degree with whatever performance. So there is rarely a failure in a university system. But to come out with an absolute brilliance is where it requires a sincere effort from your side. Now please remember the last important thing which I am telling you. I repeatedly tell everybody that when you are here for whatever number of years you are going to be here, if you make the best use of your stay here by following everything in all sincerity, you will be an extraordinarily brilliant student. And you will be able to get into wherever you want to be, whatever career you want to be. But if you do not spend your time constructively, you while away here and there, you will also pass out. You will also get a degree. You will also have a first class degree. But you will be an average student who will not be ready to take on anything. And when you move out of the university, a person who is going to do very well will obviously well placed, and a person who spent his time not reading, not doing something seriously, would have nothing else but to repent. You will always keep on thinking, yes, on the first day, Vice Chancellor said, make use of this, and had I done this, I would have probably be as good a person as somebody else is. I would have done much better. I would have been earning more. I would have been more respectable. You will get all these feelings, but you would not be able to drive yourself back to this situation where you can repeat and do very well. That time is gone. and I've been highlighting anything and everything you can get back in your life other than time. Once this time is over, it is over forever. Once a day is gone, it is gone forever. You will never get back that particular day in your life. That is important. If you use your time judiciously, the next 3 years, 5 years, whatever time you're going to be here, if you spend this time judiciously, you will never repent. You will never have a feeling that, well, had I done it, I would have been this. You will not get this. You will always look ahead. You will always be positive. You will always be bubbling with energy to do better. So no depression will set in, no negativity will set in. All you need to do is to use your time constructively. And let me tell you, I make a paradoxical statement. More work you do, more time you will have. It's a thing you will understand when you move on in your course. More work you do, more time you will have. And if you do not do anything, you will have no time. You will always come out with this to your friend, I have no time, go to somebody else. So no work means no time. More work means more time. And let me tell you lastly, it is the busiest fellow who will find time to do everything in the best of ways. That's important. The more work you have, everything else you will do very well. Because you will be so focused that you will not deviate your attention to anything else. So if you are focused, you will be able to study very well, you will retain very well, you will write very well. Everything will be there in your mind. You will be able to reproduce whenever you feel like. That brilliance will be if you use time more effectively. That is the key to success. People will tell you, work hard, do this, do that. I'm telling you, judicious use of time with an absolute focus is the key to success. There is no difference between X and Y. X works sincerely, becomes a brilliant student because one goes through all the ticks as advised by teachers, and Y would not do anything and one becomes an ordinary student. So I leave it to you. Choice is yours. If you decide nothing to do, nobody is going to force you here. If you have enough money in your house and you don't do anything, even then you will repent because you will not be able to manage that wealth very well. But if you are serious enough here, you will have enough expertise to do very well in whatever you are doing. With these words, I think I am very happy that this induction program is being done here. We did it last year also, but now it's being done in a much better planned manner. And as I said, this is very important. Your test begins from here. This orientation program, if you attend seriously, you will know everything about the university. And a person who doesn't bother will keep on asking maybe, sir, where is the library? Where do I enter? How do I get my cards? How do I go to DSW? I have this problem. I'm not getting my money on time. All these problems you will be able to sort out if you pay attention to this initial program. This is the beginning of your career here. And in English you would have heard, a task well begun is half done. So this is the beginning. If this is begun in the best of manner, you will find your work is done. Not half done, fully done. Because you'll be geared up to move in the right direction. So with these words, I welcome you all here, and I also tell you that you're one of the lucky few that you have come to a place which is called Pondicherry, Puducherry, positive place, spiritual place, pollution-free place, good water, good roads, no traffic, all kinds of good things are there. So why don't we make best use of this, and good campus where you get oxygen free of cost, as much as you want. So there is no pollution here in the campus. Why don't we make best use of this? You will remain healthy. So you are one of the lucky few. Those who have gone to University of Delhi or JNU or somewhere else, they can't even breathe in their university. I'm telling you, if you stand in a busy corner, the eyelashes will blacken in 20 minutes. That's the situation. You can wear a shirt here, don't wash for 7 days, probably you can manage. In Delhi, you wear something in the morning, by lunch, I don't want to tell you how you feel. So that's the way you should consider yourself lucky that you are in a good place. So make best use of this. If despite being in such a good place you don't do very well, I think nobody else will have to be blamed other than yourself. So with these words, I welcome you to this university. Wish you all the very best. Wish you a very happy stay. And let me assure you, if there's any difficulty, any problem, all teachers will be there to help you out in the best of manners. Thank you so very much. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you, sir, for your wise words of knowledge. Next, I request Professor Balakrishnan, SEI and RR, to address the gathering.
Our respected and beloved Vice Chancellor, Professor Gurmeet Singh, Registrar, Librarian, Deans of the schools, Head of the departments and centers, Dean of Students Welfare, Assistant Dean of Students Welfare, students of the integrated program. Very good morning to all of you and warm welcome to this program. And the integrated program that you have been admitted to is a unique program of our university. In fact, Pondicherry University has pioneered several innovations in the field of higher education, and integrated program is one among them. So this program was launched by our university around 2005, in the year 2005. At that time in the country, there were hardly any integrated program. So what is the significance of the integrated program? Because in Indian higher education system, that is after +2 when you want to do any education, it is a hierarchical or tier based. First you go to the college for undergraduation, then you go to the university for the post graduation. Am I right? So this is the normal thing which one does. But here in Pondicherry University around 2005, the academic people thought that why not we give a undergraduate program integrated with the postgraduate program in our university, so that the students after coming out of +2 will get a taste of all the benefits of being in a university. Okay. You may ask, what is the benefit being in a university? So the important thing here is, in the university you are having very experienced faculties, okay, very good facilities you are having, excellent library, excellent laboratories, all faculties are having, wide experience in India and abroad. So they are going to bring all this to you. So your learning experience is going to be much in a different, plane altogether, compared to a student who is admitted to a undergraduate program in a college. All right. So that is the difference. So in that way, it is a unique program. And recognizing these aspects, several other universities have started introducing this integrated program. For example, some of the other universities in India have started introducing, and the ISERS, Indian Institute of Science Education Research, which was created much later, they also have introduced these integrated programs. So therefore, this is one of the very successful and very useful programs for the student. So because we have been running this program for more than 13-14 years, we know what the students, where they are placed, what is the, any program you do, the outcome of the program is gauged by the quality of the students we produce, where they are produced, how they are doing well in their life. If you see your seniors who have passed out, they are all well placed, whether they are in science or humanities or social sciences, they are all very well placed. Okay. So that means this is a program which the ideals or goals of the program are well achieved, and we also want you to be part of the same thing and achieve your personal goals, whatever you want to become by studying this integrated program. Okay, so the integrated program we are having how this integrated program is run in our university is through a method called choice-based credit system. Have you heard this term, choice-based credit system? Yes, by now you must have heard. It is called, in short, CBCS. All right. So in the CBCS, you have to do. Suppose somebody has to has been admitted to history, then he has to do certain compulsory courses in history, but he is having a choice of other courses. What are the other courses he can choose? So that means in your life, what you want to become, you can choose appropriate courses, okay, for what you want to become or what you like to learn or which type of knowledge you want to gain. Everything is under your hands, okay. Your choice of courses will make you what you will be after 5 years. Suppose an example I can give, somebody wants to become a civil service, officer. Then in civil service examination, generally not one subject is questions are there, but you have to have more than one subject. You have to know two subjects very well, and some other subjects also you have to know very well. So this is an ideal course where suppose you join, as I gave you example of history. You may you may major in history, but you take enough courses in political science, for example, then you are ready for facing the civil services much better than any other student. Right? Same way in sciences also, we have students, whatever they want to do, they can do based on this. They can go plan either to become a postdoctoral or a serious science researcher, or they want to become a college lecturer. Whatever be your goal, you can achieve by choosing appropriate courses. Then some of the courses are there which will satisfy your inner feelings. For example, you would like to learn about yoga. Okay, there are courses on yoga. Okay, something like that. You want which is apart from, suppose you want to know courses in something about literature, you can always choose a course on literature, human values, or women studies. Like that, there are a variety of number of courses available, and now everything is listed in the internet, in the computer, our web page. SAMS, if you go, everything will be listed there. So you are here you can choose your courses under the advice of your faculty advisor. In the first 3 years, you will be taking in the choice-based credit system. You have to take certain minimum number of credits to make eligible for a degree. So in the first 3 years, you will be taking on an average 20 credits per semester. So after 6 semesters, you will be earning 120 credits. So there is nothing fixed about 120. You can have 122, you can have 123. Every semester it need not be exactly 20 credits. Some semester you can have 18 credits, some semester you can have 22 credits, like that. Okay, you can exceed that 20 credits also. Okay, there is no harm. And then in the next 2 years, you will be having 72 credits. So total, after finishing your PG program, 5-year program, you would have had 192 credits to give you to become eligible for award of the degree. All right. So 192 credits. But there is nobody stops you. If you are interested, if you want to make use of our facilities here, our teachers and our courses available, you can even do 200 credits. Nobody stops you. Okay, there is no ceiling for the maximum number of courses you can take, maximum credits you can earn. That is up to you. Okay, left to you. So I hope making use of all these features in our education system here, that is called CBCS, you can do excellent. You can come up with a very, very, very extraordinary person compared to somebody who is going through a conventional system of college and university education. All right. So that is the advantage you are there. A big advantage is given to you. Please take it. Then in the new education policy which is introduced recently, that also says that hereafter the universities should have undergraduate education and the postgraduate education, both should be present in the university system. That is what the new education policy says, and the government will be implementing it in due course of time. But here in Pondicherry University, we are well ahead. We are maybe 15 or 20 years ahead of that. Okay, that is the advantage. Then secondly, there are each program. Suppose you are admitted to MA History or MSc Physics or MSc Applied Geology. Each program has a program outcome. You have to make sure that those program outcomes you learn. What is the program outcome? Second is each course not only has a syllabus, it also has a course outcome. So by end of that studying that course in a semester, you should achieve that course outcome. Okay. Then here evaluation is continuous, as our respected Vice Chancellor said. Because of continuous evaluation, 40 marks are for continuous evaluation, 60 marks is for the end semester examination. So if you don't score in this continuous evaluation properly, you cannot get good grades by studying only at the end of the semester. Because end of the semester is total marks available is how much? Only 60. So out of 60, suppose even you are extraordinarily good, even if you can score 40, okay, but in the continuous examination you fail to score, just 10 only you score, let us say, out of 40, then what will happen? 40 plus 10, 50. So you will pass through, barely you will pass through, because just pass mark is 50. 50 is the pass mark. Please remember, it is not school where pass mark is 35. Here in the all subjects the pass mark is 50. All right. And attendance requirement is 70%, but you should have 90% attendance or more. Okay, 100%. In fact, in many of my courses, many of my students in my classes, several of them, many of them had 100% attendance. So you should strive to have 100% attendance. One, if you attend the classes regularly, you don't have to study that hard. Okay, maybe for 1 hour class you can study for 2 hours and get the required knowledge. Whereas if you don't attend the classes, same subject will be a black box for you. It will be very difficult for you to understand by studying, going through the books alone. So please attend all the classes. Don't miss the classes, except when it is absolutely needed, where you have fallen sick, okay, something like that, or some exigency comes up in your family. Okay, other than that, don't unnecessarily avoid attending the classes. Okay. Then, so continuous evaluation, take it seriously. Every day you study, so be prepared. So some of the teachers will have their own methodology of evaluation through tests, quiz and seminars and classroom interactions, etc. So you should be prepared for that. All right. So be alert in the class. Okay. So I wish you very successful career here, and other extra facilities which are available, curricular and co-curricular facilities. The other speakers I can see here, there are a lot of other people. They will introduce you and make use of your stay here, not only academically goal oriented, but also pleasant one. Enjoy and let others also enjoy. Thank you.
Next, I request Dr. Chitra, Registrar in charge, to say a few words.
Respected Vice Chancellor, Director of Studies, Finance Officer, Librarian, Deans, Dean Students Welfare, Assistant Dean Students Welfare, Senior Professors, and my dear students. A very good morning to all of you. I would like to congratulate you for getting admission at Pondicherry University. Our university is one of the top institutions in India today. It has been ranked as the 11th best central university this month by Outlook iCare. And our ranking among the Asian universities have also improved by over 50 points after a long time as per the Times Asian University Rankings. Pondicherry University has a very beautiful and a serene campus. I always enjoy the campus life here. No wonder I have worked here all my life. I hope you will like the campus too, and I encourage you to use every facility from library to research centers. I have been the student president of my college at your age, and I have my children who are also students like you. My office will be an office for the students. You can reach my office anytime. If I am not available, leave a letter with my assistants, so I will get back to you at the soonest. Also empathize that none of us are perfect. Of the 100 files we attend to every day, there may be some delays. Write to us and I will make sure it is attended at the soonest. As a past student and a mother, I care for all your well-being. I want you to have a healthy lifestyle while you are studying and make sure to get into some extracurricular activities. Enjoy your days here. This is where you are going to make the best of your friends. At the same time, focus on your studies while you involve yourself in some recreational activities too. I am here always to support you for any grievance or any advice. You may reach out to me on all working days at my office. Take care and wishing you all a great year ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, I request Professor Amaresh, in charge Finance Officer, to say a few words.
Respected Vice Chancellor, Director Studies, Registrar, Librarian, DSW, Additional DSW, Professor Mahanti, Professor Thampi, Professor Mohan, Librarian Madam, and dear students. Before me, people have spoken, so I'll avoid to repeat what they have spoken, but couple of things. First, when we see the integrated students, I personally, I envy you, because in our time, we didn't have this opportunity. So you compare from any respect, definitely joining for integrated program in this university, you are lucky compared to the other option. The other option is you could have got admitted in some college. So in terms of laboratory, in terms of infrastructure, overall infrastructure facilities, and the quality of teaching, particularly our professors, their research, you compare from any point of view, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of academic ambience and competency, every respect you are luckier to join Pondicherry University under the integrated program compared to the other option which you had in terms of pursuing the same BA, BSc degrees in a college. And you don't lose anything. The thing is, over 3 years, you can have a good learning experience, and after 3 years, if you feel that there can be better place for you, or this place somehow you don't find suitable compared to your preferences, you have always the option to go for another institutions after 3 years. So you don't lose anything, and you have only to gain. So you are that way very lucky, and as I said, I envy you. We didn't have these opportunities. We came to university only after 3 years compared to you. Then second point, what Professor, our Director Studies was telling, I hope you understood it clearly what he was telling. I'll just reiterate that point because it's very, very important to reiterate. See, as Professor said, we have a system of internal and end semester examination evaluation. So the internal, depending on which department you get admitted to, in some department these internals will be with a fixed window. All papers will be conducted during that window. In some departments, it is flexibility is given to the teacher, right? So where flexibility is given to the teacher, almost after 2-3 weeks you begin the academic year. Almost after every week or once in 2 weeks you will have test, right? So the pattern which you have been following in your school for your preparations for examination will not work here. Basically in school, what you do, you wait up to the end of the year, and all seriousness you bring that time, work hard and get good grades. Here you have to do continuous study. Okay, you cannot wait up to the end semester test, and you plan your day in such a way that before coming to the class you have one round of reading about the topics which are supposed to be discussed in the class. Then in class seriously listen to the lectures. So by the time you've already gone through once, you know what are the doubts you have, you clarify your doubts. After you go back to your hostel or home, again do third round of reading. So for that day you finish learning about that topic. So you are prepared for the exam. Any day exam is conducted, you are ready, right? So that way this learning process has to be continuous. Otherwise, I feel I have found, we had in economics department earlier integrated program, I found some students struggling because they continue with the same type of preparation as they did in the school, and they suffer from exam phobia because all of a sudden all papers come and finding it difficult to cope with. So please ensure that your learning is continuous. That way you will feel very comfortable, and gradually you'll basically get rid of exam phobia. And at personal level, one thing I like to tell, most of you may be the first time was in the hostel. So definitely for many of you will miss the comfort of home. And here, first time you'll be dealing with strangers, continuous basis. In college, of course, you had your friends, but at home you have the comfort of your parents and other relatives. Here at hostel, in class, you are handling a stranger all the time. Okay, so this will make you mature, but you have to be a little bit cautious. Freedom is given. At home, there are parents who are guiding or monitoring whether we are studying or not. Here, nobody is there to control. You basically have to monitor your own progress, what you are doing. So, you have to bring your maturity a little early compared to your friends who are not in hostel. So, make sure that you are not wasting time and you are here for studies. Ensure that you are doing your duty. Then you can, after 3 years or 5 years, whenever you go out of the campus, you can go with a happy feeling. You'll be, with your good grades and the next better place being assured for you, you will have a good memory of this university. Okay, so I welcome you on my behalf, and of course related to finance officer, whatever services required, we will always try to help you out and make your life comfortable, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, I request Dr. Samyukta, the librarian, to express a few words to the gathering.
Respected Vice Chancellor, my colleagues on the dais, Yes, sir. And all the students who are the heroes or heroines of today. We have this induction program started to make you feel comfortable and make it exclusively designed for you, so that you don't feel that you're a drop amongst the ocean. The other day you were sitting with all the rest of the other first year students, but now the full focus is on you, the important feeling that you have. Library that I represent, as I told you the other day too, we have a library system in this university. We have a central library, we have school libraries, we have campus libraries at Port Blair, at Karaikal and so on, which all of those details will be given to you tomorrow in the presentation that is going to be done. Today it's going to be just a brief introduction and initiation, I should say. Yes, of course, we always say the integrated kids to differentiate from the postgraduates. But over a couple of years, you really mature and get seasoned by the time you finish your 5-year program. And generally, it's not that you leave us after 5 years. Many of you will be doing your doctoral studies also here. On an average, you are here with us for the next 5 to 8 to 10 years in this campus, and we see you grow and mature and transform into a very well-groomed adult to get into the society and be a very good citizen contributing to our nation. These few years you're in this campus, as all our senior colleagues have already told you or advised you, yes, you don't like to listen to advices, have enough at home, isn't it? Your parents keep telling, then your teachers keep telling, and you don't like to listen. But even so, we keep repeating so that somewhere down the lane it gets into your head, and it would be definitely useful, because we have gone through this stage, all of us have gone through this stage, and we feel that before you commit a mistake, we would always help to warn you how to go about it. Coming to the library, it is a central support system for your learning process and the study that you do in this university. All of you are coming from schools. Many of your schools don't have libraries. In India, we don't have a government legislation that all schools should compulsorily have a library. In Pondicherry government, yes, they have a government legislation that schools should have libraries and librarians. But unfortunately, in our country, we do not have that facility. And so, you all are not exposed to what a real library is. Generally, you have library hours in schools, and your teachers take you to one room, maximum it's one small room, and you have cupboards of books which you are allowed to read in that specific time. That's the interest inculcated into our children right from childhood in our country. Unlike other countries where books are read to even small kids, small babies, even 5 weeks old children are read. Books are read to them. So if you start reading at an early age, you start getting that interest into reading and learning. Doesn't matter, all that is past. Now you have entered into higher education system. Even colleges, many colleges do not have libraries. So when you enter into a university, suddenly you are entering into the magnitude is just vast, and you are perplexed entering into a huge university library. The size is big, the books are many, the infrastructure is awesome, irresistible, and you are confused where to go, which direction to take, what to do. For all this, we conduct a library orientation for every student who comes in and joins as a newcomer to the university. So every year it is a ritual that we take all the students to the library and give a library orientation to each one of them to tell where the shelves are, where you have to check for searching a book. It's not just like that you go to a shelf and pick up a book. You have to check a catalog to locate a book, where it will be found, where are the stacks, where are the racks, where are the reference books, where you have to, how do you access an electronic resource or an online resource. All these facilities for the differently abled, what are all the facilities that we have, all these things would be told to you. How do you issue out books, how you check in and check out books using a user-friendly devices. The technology is applied into the latest technology is applied into the infrastructure. So how all these things function is all oriented to each and every one of you, so that you feel very comfortable after that. And anytime you require any assistance, you can always send us a mail, which will be explaining to you in detail tomorrow. Or you can always walk into the library and approach us at the front desk or inside and clarify all your doubts that you have. So I would request that all of you should be seen or visiting the library more often. And we have also had the facility of keeping the annex library reading halls open till midnight, so that you are free to use that time in a comfortable position, read, do your assignments, finish all your work in a peaceful manner rather than sitting uncomfortably in your hostel premises. So with all these small tips, tomorrow we will go into a detailed presentation and let you know how it is exactly and make you more comfortable. So wishing you all the best. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
I request Professor Nalini J. Thampi, Senior Professor, to say a few words.
A very good morning to one and all, and a warm welcome to our freshly inducted young students of the integrated group. I basically am a professor of French, and I'm also the chairperson of the anti-ragging committee. So in case you have any problems, be it to do with your studies, academics, or any personal level problem also, you're always welcome to come and meet me. My office is in the Silver Jubilee, and most welcome to meet me anytime. All the very best.
Before we conclude, I wish to brief that the 3-day SIP program has the following components: orientation about Students' Welfare Office, hostels orientation for both boys and girls, knowing about electrical, engineering and transport section, knowing our library, health center, computer center, NCC and NSS, HEPSIN cell, women's cell, sexual harassment prevention committee, anti-ragging committee, etc. Session on human values. And we will also be hosted with culturals by the School of Performing Arts. We will be visiting the Stadium for Sports Activities by the Department of Physical Education and Sports. We invite participation from all the newly admitted students to participate in the cultural activities to come. Followed by the valedictory session. Hopefully, we'll be having a fruitful experience. And finally, I request Dr. Riyasuddin, Deputy Dean Students Welfare, to give the vote of thanks.
I also join with my dignitaries and the authorities in welcoming you to the beautiful campus, Pondicherry University. You will have a wonderful life here. And I would like to, first of all, thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Gurmeet Singh. He emphasized upon the academic freedom, what you are going to enjoy here with the limitations. And also he emphasized on the point of time management. I thank him once again. I thank Director Professor Balakrishnan, who has highlighted about the integrated course, and he also highlighted about the CBCS system here, emphasized upon the students' academic management systems. And you will be oriented towards students' academic management system by our system manager also, the later part.